QuickBase has some cool functionality around pulling in emails and making them create QuickBase records. You can do it with Gmail, but you can also do it with Exchange. So let's take a look at the way that Exchange is done. I've got a table over here and it's connected. It's actually looking out and listening and can be refreshed on the hour if you wish to. I've got it set up manually, so I'm going to refresh the data. Now it's going out to my Outlook account and pulling down the information from that particular folder inside my Outlook client. Now here's the record. So how did we make all this happen? I'm going to recreate it so you can see what happens. I'm going to create a table over here and make it with connected. We use QuickBase Sync for Exchange. So I'm going to call this Exchange 3. And these are all email records. And we'll, I don't know, let's use a symbol, email. We'll use the @ sign here and say next. Now, where are we going to get the information? You can do it from Gmail here, but here we're going to use Exchange. You can use Exchange behind the firewall if you wish to, or you can use Outlook 365, and I'm going to use Outlook 365. You can see I've got an Exchange connection 3 because I've done this in demo before. I'm going to create a new connection so that you can see what this is, and I'm going to call this 3B. How about that? And there's the server, and there's my username. I'm going to say @quickbase.com, and I'll make sure my password is here. And then say sign in. Now this is going out and confirming that this exists. I don't necessarily have to remember it here, but now I've got the whole table structure of my Exchange. And so as I look down here, a common thing to do is to use the macro functionality in Exchange to funnel your data right into a particular folder and have it picked up out of the folder. But you can use keywords and things like that and subject lines if you want to. I'm going to say something like, let's see, I'm looking for one that I've put in here. I'm in the inbox area here, and it says send email to QuickBase. Anything in that folder I want. So it says, well, out of that, you've got all these different fields, and you can drag them one at a time. Say Control A, and then just pull them over like this to all. But I've got, let's say, from to subject. I don't need the CC. I'd like to put the date up above. Here, let's see, let's put the UID. That's the identity of each one of these emails. Let's see, from to subject body. You can decide which things are flagged in there. Sometimes people will flag them as drafts or flagged as check them out again, which is really powerful, by the way, if they're flagged, whether they've been seen. We'll take the message ID out too. There, this is the information I want pulled over. Now you can filter these and say only give me the ones where the from is Tracy, for instance, and then I'll only take those. Only take the ones where the subject contains ticket. Something like that you can do. I'm going to say no, I want everything. And now I'm going to say refresh. I can do it manually or right down to the hour if you want, and it will always go out and do that. I'm going to leave it on manual, but there are two options up above. One mirrors Exchange. If ever I go into the Exchange folder and I delete the emails, it will delete them in QuickBase, and I may not want that. Maybe I'll want to remember everything that was once in received. It'll be here, and that allows me to purge my email if it ever gets too large, but I want them still inside of QuickBase. So let's say done. So it's going out, it's creating the table, and it's connected, and now it's going to go out and see if there's any email in that folder. And let's see here. And then we'll send an email just to confirm the process, but we've got one. So I'm going to go over to, first I'll show you the Outlook email here. And here it is in that folder. If I took something from my inbox and dragged it into here, or used the auto macro function in QuickBase to define these things, anything with ticket in the subject, go down into the ticket folder, we'll pick up the ticket folder, that could function as well. But since I'm only using that, let me use a different email client, and I'll create a brand new one, and I'll say to Kirk Tracy at QuickBase, and I'll say trouble ticket, or however you like to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Help is on the way. Okay, and let's save this or send this off. So when I receive that email, what I'll do is I'll drag it into that table, and then we'll see how it refreshes. So as you may or may not be able to tell, I just received an inbox email. Here it is right here, and I'm going to drag it down into the send to QuickBase because I don't have it automatically there. Now you can see I've got two things here. Let's go back into QuickBase. Let's go into Exchange 3, and if it was an hour later, this would automatically refresh, and we'll see now that we have two emails in our inbox. So you can use these tables just like any other table. You can, there it is right there. You can add extra fields. You may even want to right-click and add a field which is formulaic, which extracts the emails, or especially if there's a number of them, maybe the date, and you can use that with relationships with other tables. So that's a glimmer view of how you might configure sync for Exchange with QuickBase.